My name is Julia Brennan, and I need to tell you about the day that destroyed my relationship with my family forever. The day I watched my 8-year-old son, Cameron, dressed in his favorite superhero cape, standing at our apartment door waiting for the grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins who swore they'd be there. They never came. Not a single person. But that wasn't the worst part. 7 days later, my mother sent me something that made me realize the betrayal went deeper than I ever imagined. Before I tell you what she sent, drop a comment letting me know where you're watching from. If this story hits close to home, smash that subscribe button because what happens next will shock you. I promise, you need to hear this until the very end. I'm Julia Brennan, 35 years old, and I've spent most of my adult life trying to prove I'm good enough for my own family. I'm the middle child, sandwiched between my perfect older brother Harrison and my baby sister Kelsey. Harrison is 38, a corporate attorney married to Bethany, a pediatric surgeon. They live in a mansion in the suburbs with their twin daughters, Chloe and Zoe, aged 9. Every family gathering is a highlight reel of their accomplishments: Harrison's latest case victory, Bethany's published research, the twins' acceptance into gifted programs. Then there's Kelsey, 32, who married into old money. Her husband Preston owns 3 car dealerships and a yacht. They have one son, Jasper, also 8, who attends a $40,000 a year private academy. Kelsey doesn't work, spending her days at Pilates classes, charity luncheons, and posting filtered photos on social media of her blessed life. And then there's me. Divorced single mother working as a middle school art teacher. I live in a modest 2-bedroom apartment because it's what I can afford on a teacher's salary. My son Cameron is 8, the same age as his cousin Jasper, and he's the light of my entire world. His father, Brett, walked out when Cameron was 2 years old, moved to another state, and sends the minimum child support required by law. No birthday calls. No Christmas visits. Just a check that barely covers daycare. My mother, Lorraine, has never hidden her disappointment in how my life turned out. At family dinners, she introduces Harrison as my son the attorney, Kelsey as my daughter who married so well, and me as Julia, she teaches art. The pause before art says everything. My father, Douglas, is kinder but passive, never contradicting my mother's obvious favoritism. Cameron adores his family despite how they treat us. He doesn't see the condescension, the pity, the way they pat him on the head like a charity case. He just sees his cousins, his grandparents, his aunts and uncles. He begs me constantly to spend more time with them, not understanding why we're always the ones traveling to their houses, why they never come to ours. Last year at Thanksgiving, Cameron sat at the kids' table with his cousins. The twins had matching designer dresses and showed off their new tablets. Jasper bragged about his family's upcoming ski trip to Aspen. Cameron proudly told them about the art project we'd made together, a homemade volcano that actually erupted. Jasper wrinkled his nose and said, "That's so poor." The twins giggled. I saw Cameron's face fall, but he forced a smile. That night, he asked me, "Mom, are we poor?" I told him we were rich in love, but he looked at me like he knew I was avoiding the question. 3 months ago, Cameron came home from school buzzing with excitement. His teacher had announced that each student could do a special birthday presentation, inviting family members to come share about their jobs or hobbies. Cameron's birthday was coming up in 6 weeks, and he was already planning. "Mom, can Grandma Lorraine come talk about her garden? And can Uncle Harrison tell everyone about being a lawyer? And can Grandpa Douglas show his coin collection? Please, Mom, please?" My heart sank because I knew how this would end, but I couldn't crush his hope. "Let's send out invitations and see who can make it, okay?" Cameron's face lit up. "And Mom, can we have my real birthday party on the same day? Like, the school thing in the morning, then a party at our place after? With the whole family?" I hesitated. Our apartment is small. I couldn't afford anything elaborate. But looking at his eager face, I couldn't say no. "Absolutely, buddy. We'll make it the best birthday ever." For the next 6 weeks, Cameron talked about nothing else. He planned every detail. He wanted a superhero theme because he'd been obsessed with comic books lately. He made a list of who would sit where. He practiced his "thank you for coming" speech in the mirror. He drew invitation cards at school for every family member, decorating each one with personal touches: a little lawyer briefcase for Harrison, a garden for Grandma Lorraine, a car for Preston. I spent money I didn't have creating something special. I saved every extra penny from my paycheck. I skipped lunches, cut coupons, sold some of my own belongings online. I ordered a custom superhero cake with Cameron's face photoshopped onto a hero's body. I bought decorations, capes for every kid, masks, a happy birthday Cameron banner with superhero logos. I planned games, activities, and put together goodie bags. I sent formal invitations 3 weeks before the party via email and text, including all the details: the school presentation at 10 a.m., then the party at our apartment at 1 p.m. I specifically noted that Cameron had requested certain people to speak at school about their professions. The responses came quickly. My mother, of course, will be there. Douglas and I wouldn't miss our grandson's special day. I'll prepare something about my garden for his class. Harrison, count us in. I'll bring the twins. I've got a great presentation about law for kids. This will be fun. Kelsey, Preston and I will definitely be there with Jasper. Cameron and Jasper can finally have a playdate. See you then? Red heart. All confirmed. All enthusiastic. Cameron was over the moon. I coordinated with Cameron's teacher, Mrs. Alvarez, who was thrilled to have multiple family members participate. We scheduled it perfectly: Grandma Lorraine at 10 a.m., Harrison at 10:30, Grandpa Douglas at 11. Then everyone would come to our apartment for the party at 1 p.m. The week before the party, I confirmed with everyone again. All still confirmed. Cameron could barely sleep from excitement. He laid out his superhero costume 3 days early, a homemade cape I'd sewn with a C on the back for Cameron. The night before, I stayed up until 3 a.m. decorating our small apartment. Red and blue streamers everywhere. Superhero posters on every wall. A special Hall of Heroes photo display where I'd printed pictures of Cameron at different ages dressed as various heroes. The cake sat in the fridge, magnificent and expensive. I'd arranged chairs in our tiny living room to fit everyone. I'd made too much food because I wanted to ensure no one went hungry. Friday morning, Cameron's birthday, he woke up at 6 a.m. vibrating with energy. He put on his costume immediately, cape and all, and wore it during breakfast. Mom, this is going to be the best day of my entire life. We arrived at school at 9:30 a.m. Mrs. Alvarez had arranged the classroom beautifully with a special birthday chair for Cameron decorated with balloons. His classmates sang happy birthday. Cameron sat in his special chair, eyes fixed on the classroom door, waiting for his family to arrive. 10 a.m. came. No Grandma Lorraine. I texted her, Mom, we're in room 12. Cameron's so excited. No response. 10:15, Mrs. Alvarez looked at me sympathetically. Should we start with someone else? Let's give them a few more minutes, I said, my stomach nodding. 10:30, Harrison's presentation time. No Harrison. I called him. Straight to voicemail. Cameron's face started to change. His excitement was curdling into confusion. His classmates were getting restless. Mrs. Alvarez whispered to me, Julia, I have to keep the schedule moving. I know, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I texted the family group chat, where is everyone? Cameron's waiting at school. No responses. Not one. By 11 a.m., it was clear no one was coming to the school presentation. Mrs. Alvarez, bless her heart, improvised a lesson about art careers and let me talk about being an art teacher. Cameron sat in his birthday chair, shoulders slumped, cape dragging on the floor. When his classmates asked where his lawyer uncle was, Cameron said quietly, he got busy. Lawyers are really busy. After school, I tried to rally Cameron's spirits. Hey, buddy, the party's just starting. Everyone will be at our apartment at 1 p.m. Remember? The real celebration. He nodded, but his eyes had lost their light. We rushed home. The apartment looked perfect, a small space transformed into a superhero headquarters. The cake, the food, the decorations, everything ready. Cameron changed into his party outfit, his special superhero costume, but he moved slowly, mechanically. At 12:45, Cameron positioned himself at our apartment door, peering through the peephole every 30 seconds. I can see the parking lot from here, Mom. I'll tell you when they're coming. 1 p.m. No one. 1:15, no one. I called my mother. Voicemail. I called Harrison. Voicemail. I called Kelsey. Voicemail. I texted all of them, we're waiting. Is everything okay? Read receipts showed they'd all seen my messages. No responses. At 1:45, Cameron finally stepped away from the door. Mom, did everyone forget? I don't know, honey. Let me keep trying. But I knew. Deep in my gut, I knew this wasn't an accident or a series of unfortunate coincidences. This was deliberate. By 2:30, Cameron had taken off his costume. He sat on the couch in his regular clothes, staring at the untouched cake, the unplayed games, the empty chairs arranged for people who promised to come. Did I do something wrong? He asked, his voice barely a whisper. I sat next to him and pulled him close. No, baby. You did nothing wrong. This is on them, not you. But why would they say they'd come if they weren't going to? I had no answer that would make sense to an 8-year-old. How do you explain cruelty to someone who's never been cruel? We spent the rest of the afternoon together, just the two of us. I lit the candles on his cake. We sang happy birthday. He blew them out, but when I asked what he wished for, he said, nothing. Wishes don't come true anyway. That night, after Cameron cried himself to sleep clutching his superhero cape, I sat in my living room surrounded by decorations that now felt like evidence of my stupidity. How could I have believed they'd show up? How many times did they need to show me I didn't matter before I'd believe them? My phone remained silent all evening. No apology texts. No explanation calls. Just complete radio silence from every single person who'd confirmed they'd be there. Saturday morning, still nothing. I dropped Cameron off at my friend Rachel's house. Rachel had a son Cameron's age, and she'd offered to take him for the day so I could process. As I drove home, my phone finally buzzed. A text from my mother. Check your email. That was it. No apology. No explanation. Just check your email. I pulled into my apartment parking lot and opened my email app. There was a message from my mother, subject line, why we weren't there. My hands shook as I opened it. The email contained no words. Just attachments. 7 photo attachments. I clicked on the first one and felt my entire world tilt. It was a photo of Harrison's family at a luxury resort. Palm trees. Infinity pool. The twins in matching swimsuits holding tropical drinks. The timestamp showed yesterday, 2:34 p.m., right when they should have been at Cameron's party. The second photo, Kelsey, Preston, and Jasper on a yacht. Jasper holding a fishing rod, grinning at the camera. Timestamp, Friday, 11:47 a.m., right when they should have been at Cameron's school presentation. The third photo, my parents, Lorraine and Douglas, at a fancy restaurant, champagne glasses raised in a toast. Timestamp, Friday, 1:15 p.m., right when they should have been arriving at our apartment. The fourth photo, a large group shot. Everyone together. All of them. Harrison's family, Kelsey's family, my parents. They were all together at some kind of resort or event venue. Everyone smiling. Everyone dressed up. They were at a party. But not Cameron's party. The fifth photo showed a banner in the background, Happy 9th birthday Chloe and Zoe. They were at the twins' birthday party. A massive celebration that had clearly been planned for weeks. And they'd all chosen that over Cameron's party. Over Cameron's school presentation. over an 8-year-old boy who'd spent weeks looking forward to celebrating with his family. The 6th photo was a group selfie, everyone making silly faces at the camera, having the time of their lives. The 7th photo was the one that broke me. It was a screenshot of the family group chat, the one I wasn't included in. The messages went back weeks. Kelsey ***, so Harrison's moving the twins party to the 19th. That's the same day as Cameron's thing. Harrison ***, yeah, the venue had a cancellation. It was either take that date or wait 3 months. Obviously we took it. Lorraine ***, well, I certainly can't miss the twins party. They're only turning 9 once. Douglas ***, agreed. We'll have to skip Cameron's. Kelsey ***, Julia's going to freak out. We all confirmed we'd be there. Harrison ***, so we just won't respond when she asks where we are. What's she going to do? She needs us more than we need her. Lorraine ***, Harrison's right. Julia needs to learn the world doesn't revolve around her and Cameron. The twins party is obviously the priority. Bethany ***, should someone tell her? Lorraine ***, absolutely not. She'll try to guilt us all into choosing Cameron's party. Let her figure it out on her own. Preston ***, brutal. But I'm not missing the twins party. That venue is incredible. Kelsey ***, agreed. Cameron will get over it. The messages continued. Weeks of them coordinating their lies, planning to abandon my son, deciding collectively that he wasn't worth a simple honest conversation. The final message in the screenshot was from yesterday, timestamp 7:43 p.m., after Cameron's party was long over. Harrison ***, everyone enjoying the party? Julia's been blowing up my phone but I'm not dealing with that tonight. Lorraine ***, block her until tomorrow. Let her calm down. She's always so dramatic. Kelsey ***, the twins party is amazing. So glad we didn't miss this for Cameron's apartment thing. No offense Julia, but priorities. They'd taken a group photo specifically to send to me. They wanted me to know they'd chosen the twins over Cameron. This wasn't neglect or forgetfulness. This was calculated cruelty. I sat in my car reading those messages over and over, each word cutting deeper than the last. Cameron will get over it. Julia's apartment thing. She needs us more than we need her. I called my mother. She answered on the first ring, her voice cheerful. Did you get the photos? What is wrong with you? My voice was shaking. You did this on purpose. All of you. Julia, calm down. You're being dramatic again. My son waited for you. He stood at the door in his costume waiting for his family to show up. He's 8 years old, and you broke his heart deliberately. The twins' party was planned weeks ago. You confirmed you'd come to Cameron's party. You confirmed 3 times. You told him you'd speak at his school. You made him promises and you broke every single one. Well, if you must know, we had a family discussion and decided the twins' party took priority. They're Harrison's children, and Harrison is. Harrison is what? More important than me? The twins are more important than Cameron? Julia, you're putting words in my mouth. We simply made a choice. Harrison's family has certain expectations, a certain standard of living. The twins' party was at an exclusive venue with important people attending. Cameron's party was at your apartment. You can understand why we chose accordingly. The way she said apartment made it sound like a disease. You could have told me. You could have been honest. And have you guilt us all into missing the twins' party? Please, Julia. You would have made it all about you, as usual. This way was cleaner. Cleaner? You destroyed my son. Oh, stop being so dramatic. Cameron will be fine. Children are resilient. This will teach him an important lesson about expectations and reality. The lesson you taught him is that his own family doesn't love him. That's not what we taught him at all. We love Cameron. We just love the twins more. They're easier, more successful, better behaved. Surely you can see why they take priority. The words hung in the air. She'd said it. Out loud. She'd actually said they loved Cameron less. We're done, I said quietly. Don't ever contact me or Cameron again. Julia, you're overreacting. I hung up. Then I blocked her number. Harrison's number. Kelsey's number. All of them. Every single person who'd been at that party while my son cried himself to sleep. When I picked up Cameron from Rachel's house, he asked, "Did you find out why everyone didn't come?" I knelt down to his level. "Yes, buddy. And it turns out they made a choice to go to your cousin's party instead of yours." His face crumpled. Was their party better? Their party was bigger and fancier. But that doesn't matter. What matters is they made a promise to you and broke it. And that tells me everything I need to know about them. Do they not like me? I think they don't appreciate how special you are. But I do. And you know who else does? Rachel and her family. They offered to throw you a do-over party next weekend with kids who actually want to celebrate with you. Really? Really? And Cameron? From now on, we only spend time with people who show up. Family isn't who you're related to. Family is who's there when it matters. The following week, Rachel and 3 other families from Cameron's school threw him a superhero party at the local park. 20 kids showed up. Cameron laughed, played, and when we sang happy birthday, he actually looked happy. Not the desperate, hopeful happiness from before, but genuine joy surrounded by people who chose to be there. 3 days after that, my mother called from a different number. I answered only because I didn't recognize it. "Julia, this has gone far enough. You need to stop being childish and talk to us. I have nothing to say to you. Your father and I raised you better than this. Cutting off your entire family over one missed party? It wasn't one missed party. It was a deliberate choice to hurt my child. You all decided together to lie to him, ignore him, and prioritize other people. Then you sent me photos to make sure I knew it was intentional. Well, if you must know, we sent those photos because you needed to see reality. The twins' party had over 100 guests, a live band, a petting zoo, and a celebrity appearance. It was the social event of the season. Did you really think we'd skip that for cake in your cramped apartment? And that's exactly why we're done. Because you measure love in venue sizes and guest counts. Cameron deserves better. Cameron is 8 years old. He'll forget about this in a month. But if you continue this ridiculous silent treatment, you'll be the one who regrets it. We're the only family UH. Avenue. Actually, I've realized I'm better off without you. My mother's voice turned cold. Fine. But don't come crying to us when you need money, babysitting, or help. You've made your choice, Julia. Live with it. I will. I hung up and blocked that number too. Over the next few weeks, other family members tried to reach out. Harrison sent an email calling me unstable and saying I was weaponizing Cameron. Kelsey posted on social media about family members who create drama for attention. My father left a voicemail saying I was hurting mom's feelings and I should be the bigger person. None of them apologized. Not one acknowledged what they'd done to Cameron. They were upset I'd reacted, not that they'd acted. I didn't respond to any of it. I simply focused on Cameron and building a life where he felt valued. 2 months after the birthday disaster, Cameron came home from school with a project. "We're making family trees, Mom. Do I put Grandma Lorraine and everyone on mine?" I thought carefully about my answer. A family tree shows the people who are part of your family. Are they part of our family? He thought about it. They didn't come to my party. They lied to me. That's right. Then no. They're not my family. Can I put Rachel and her family? They threw me a party. Absolutely. Cameron's family tree was sparse, but every person on it was someone who'd shown up when it mattered. 4 months later, I ran into Kelsey at Target. She was pushing a cart filled with expensive items, designer purse on her arm, looking every bit the wealthy housewife she was. "Julia," she called out, as if we were old friends. I've been meaning to reach out. How's Cameron? He's fine. Look, I know you're still upset about the birthday thing, but that was months ago. Don't you think it's time to move past it? Mom's been really hurt by your silence. Has she? Yes. She cries about it all the time. You're her daughter, Julia. Family is supposed to forgive. Interesting. So Cameron is supposed to forgive being abandoned by his entire family on his birthday? He's supposed to forget that all of you lied to him for weeks? He's supposed to move past finding out you were all partying while he cried? Kelsey waved her hand dismissively. Kids that age don't even remember things like that. He remembers. He asks me regularly why his family doesn't love him. Well, that's your fault for not explaining it properly. You should have told him the twins' party was more important. More important than an 8-year-old's birthday? The twins had 100 guests, Julia. Preston made business connections there. It wasn't just a party. It was networking. What would Cameron's party have done for anyone? And there it was. The real reason. Cameron's party had no social capital. No business opportunities. No prestige. Therefore, it had no value. I need to go, I said, pushing my cart past her. Julia, wait. Look, if you want to come to Jasper's birthday next month, you're welcome. We're having it at the country club. It might help Cameron see what a real party looks like. I stopped and turned back. A real party is one where people who love you show up. Cameron knows exactly what a real party looks like, and it doesn't involve any of you. 6 months after Cameron's birthday, I received a certified letter. It was from an attorney representing my parents. They were suing me for grandparent alienation, claiming I was unlawfully keeping them from having a relationship with their grandson. I called a lawyer immediately. Her name was Angela Rodriguez, and after hearing my story and reviewing the screenshots I'd saved of the group chat my mother had sent me, she smiled grimly. They handed you your entire defense on a silver platter. These text messages show premeditated emotional harm to a minor. No judge will grant them visitation rights based on this evidence. The court hearing was scheduled for 3 months later. During that time, my family launched a campaign claiming I was an unfit mother who was brainwashing Cameron against them. Harrison posted on social media about parental alienation and how I was harming Cameron by keeping him from his grandparents. Kelsey started a blog called Grandparents' Rights Matter, documenting their struggle to see their grandson. None of them mentioned the birthday party. None of them shared the screenshots showing their own words. The day of the hearing arrived. My parents showed up dressed in their finest, playing the role of heartbroken grandparents. Harrison, Kelsey, and even Preston came to support them. They'd hired an expensive attorney who painted me as vindictive and unstable. Then it was my turn. Angela presented the evidence, the screenshots of the family group chat, the photos my mother had sent showing them all at the twins' party, the timestamps proving they'd deliberately chosen to miss Cameron's birthday. The judge read through everything silently. Then she asked my mother directly, Mrs. Brennan, did you send these photos to your daughter showing you at a different party during your grandson's birthday? My mother hesitated. Yes, but... And these text messages show you and your family members discussing deliberately missing the child's birthday party and school presentation? We had a prior commitment. That you scheduled after confirming attendance at your grandson's party? Silence. The judge turned to Cameron, who'd been brought in for a private conversation earlier. The child has expressed clearly that he doesn't feel safe or valued by these family members. Combined with this evidence showing deliberate emotional harm, I see no grounds for forced visitation. The case was dismissed. My parents were ordered to cease all contact unless I initiated it. As we left the courthouse, my mother tried to approach me in the parking lot. Julia, please. We made a mistake. Can't we talk about this? You had 6 months to apologize. Instead, you sued me. We were trying to see Cameron. No, you were trying to control me. There's a difference. Harrison stepped forward. You're really going to keep Cameron from his entire family over this? You're going to make him grow up without grandparents, without cousins? No, Harrison. You did that. All of you. The day you decided a party with 100 strangers was more important than an 8-year-old who loved you. I walked away. For the first time in my life, I walked away without looking back, without guilt, without wondering if I was making a mistake. Cameron is 9 now. Last month was his birthday, and we threw a party at the local community center. 30 kids from his school came. Rachel's family came. Our neighbors came. My friend Maria from work came with her kids. The room was loud, chaotic, full of laughter and joy. Cameron spent the entire party smiling, playing games, being celebrated by people who genuinely cared about him. When we sang Happy Birthday, he looked around the room and his eyes were full of happiness, not hope, not desperate longing, just pure happiness. Later that night, as I tucked him in, he said, "Mom, this was my best birthday ever." Better than last year? Way better. Last year, I kept waiting for people who didn't care. This year, everyone who came actually wanted to be there. That feels really good. Out of the mouths of 9-year-olds. My mother tried one more time to contact me 2 weeks ago. She sent a letter, handwritten, which somehow felt more invasive than an email. It said, "Julia, I'm getting older. Douglas's health isn't what it used to be. Life is short, and family is important. Can't we put the past behind us? Cameron needs his grandparents." Asterisk. I wrote back one sentence. Cameron needs grandparents who show up. Asterisk. I never heard from her again. If you're watching this and you see yourself in my story, if you have family members who treat your children as less than, who make promises they don't keep, who measure love in venue sizes and social status, I want you to know something. You're not wrong for setting boundaries. You're not being dramatic. You're protecting your child from people who would teach them their love is conditional. Cameron asked me recently if he'd ever see his grandparents again. I told him honestly, maybe someday, if they can show us they've changed. But change is hard, and some people never do it. That's okay, he said. I like the family we have now. The people who show up. That's the lesson I hope he carries into his life. Family isn't who you're related to. Family is who shows up. Family is who keeps their promises. Family is who celebrates you, not because of what you can do for them, but because of who you are. To everyone who's ever been the second choice, the forgotten one, the child whose party didn't matter because it wasn't fancy enough, I see you. Your worth isn't determined by people who can't see your value. And to the families who measure love in party sizes, venue prices, and social connections, you're missing what matters. My son is growing up knowing he's worthy of unconditional love. Can you say the same about your children? Thank you for listening to our story. Drop a comment below if you've ever had to choose between family and protecting yourself or your child. Share this video with someone who needs to hear that they're not wrong for having boundaries. And remember, real family shows up. Everyone else is just relatives. Cameron is 9, happy, and surrounded by people who actually care about him. That's all that matters.